Gosh, I didn't think I'd ever get asked to speak again, after the last couple of times. But, thank you very much. And what a great weekend. It's really been, I think this whole discussion all weekend has been just so applicable to my own situation and certainly to all of us in the room. So I want to talk about Burt Schraga for a while. I got a couple of stories, and you can just imagine what they're going to be like. So, our relationship goes back, golly, I think at least to the mid '80s or whatever, and certainly Belinda and Karen. I know we were talking about it this afternoon, and I think it goes back to some of the U.S. Open tennis GE trips in years ago, and at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. So you can just imagine what kind of damage we did there. But so we tried and tried. Belinda and I tried and tried to get Burt and Karen to come and visit us in Oklahoma. And, Karen said, it gets too hot there. And then in the winter, she said, it gets too cold there. And then she said, you have tornadoes there, and you have floods, and you have fires. We said, but we don't have earthquakes. Well, guess what? The last 4 or 5 years, we have earthquakes now because of the frack water. So anyway, we said October is a great month. Why don't you come in October for the weekend? So they did. And we had a great time. Showed them Oklahoma City, did the museums, whatever. And so we thought, well, now where are we going to take these people from California for dinner? So we figured out, how about the oldest bar in Oklahoma? So we did. We took them to the oldest bar in Oklahoma. It's called Ishan's, and it's in a little bitty town just northwest of Oklahoma City. It's really almost in the city anymore. So we went there, and there's a menu on the wall. Okay, it's fried chicken. It's beer. Very limited menu. They cook the fried chicken right there at the bar, and so we ordered a couple of chickens. They have fried okra, which is incredible. So we order our food, whatever, and they bring it. It's on a sheet of paper, like wax paper. So they bring the wax paper and they flop the chickens in one of those little paper things, whatever, little trays, and they put it down. And so Burt turns around and he looks at the waiter and he says, "Do you have a fork?" No, he didn't have a fork. They don't have forks, so you just have to pick it up and eat it, The other funny thing about Ishan's is they don't ever take anything off the table. So you order a beer, which comes in a can. You order a Coke, which comes in a can. And when you get ready to leave, the guy comes over to the table and he writes $35. That's what he writes on the little green receipt. That's all there is. So anyway, that was Burt's. We still talk about that Burt, they don't have forks at Ishan's. You just got to pick it up and eat it. But, I think that a big part of the time that I was chair, the time that Burt was chair, we learned from those people. I was thinking about it last night, Nancy, about her dad, Charles Collot, that I was probably 25 years old, and I sat next to him at a dinner. And through the years after that, I talked to him many times, and he passed on that knowledge and that of the business and the industry. And I think another one that I think about, certainly, and Burt had a great relationship with him, was Chuck Steiner. And Chuck Steiner was that same person that was very willing to mentor people like Burt and I. And I think that's been a big part of today, of our responsibility, is again to pass that knowledge on to the young people that are in our industry. And I think that certainly Dan has done that. I know George will do that too. So I think that's a big part. Burt did that with me, whether it was AD, whether it was NAED, whether it was EDIC, whatever, that he was always willing to share that information with me and with anybody that would be in this room, in those organizations. So, to me, that's what we all do. And that, I think, to me, that's one of the most important, responsibilities that we have. So, Burt, there's a shot glass here. it says victors on it. That's another story. So Bert and Karen took us to Puerto Vallarta one time to the timeshare down there, and so we got down there, and Bert said, "Well, let's go. We're going to go eat Mexican food tonight." You know, I thought, "Wow, that sounds fun." You know, so right in the marina in Puerto Vallarta. So we walk in there, and Bert introduces us to Victor. Well, Victor's the owner. So Victor likes to drink tequila, and he drinks tequila shots with substantially, I guess, every customer. Well, I really believe to this day that Victor had water in his tequila glass, but Jack didn't. Well, the night just got very short after I lost the tequila drinking contest, I can tell you, with Victor. So, but once again, and Bert said this this morning, I'm sorry, that, you know, our relationship goes way beyond the industry. And again, as we get to the point where we are, where you're not going to be working as much or going to retire like Bert did, those things become more important, the friendships and the relationships that you have. So those are the things that we leave this room and leave this industry and move into our next phases of our life. That's what's important. So Bert, I'd like to certainly salute you for your dedication, your loyalty, your education that you've passed on, your personality, and all of that you have passed to all of us in this room. And we certainly thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you, Bert.